So, okay, yesterday we were talking about WebURL, okay? So today we'll talk about JSON. What is JSON? Why JSON? What is the purpose of JSON? All these things we will learn today, okay? So why we are using JSON? That is the first question. Because there are so many approach we can follow. The one is HTML approach, one is XML approach, one is other textual approach, okay? So all these approaches are there in the market. Previously, before the JSON, we were using XML approach, okay? So that was the latest before. So now the latest format is JSON. So everyone is making use of a JSON only when they have to send or transfer the data from here to there like that, okay? So why they are going with a JSON? Okay, because JSON is a very simple language. Anybody can understand this language. Okay, so the sample example for the JSON is this one. Okay, so here employee, anybody, the people who have a zero knowledge on the coding can also understand what is the data we are sending. Okay, so see here. Okay, employee. Employee is the object name. Okay, your key value in the form of key value pay, we are sending the value to this same object. Okay, so employee ID we are passing, employee name we are passing, salary we are passing. Okay, so anybody can understand by looking into this. Okay, so now we will see. JSON is a very simple language. Okay, obviously it is very simple. Anybody can understand. Now also by looking into this, you guys also can understand this. Okay, and very lightweight. It's very lightweight. Okay, because there's no huge syntax we need to follow to write the data in the JSON. It's very syntax that what we are using is also very simple. Okay, and easy to write and understand, and it is very easy to write and understand. To write it also it is very easy, and to read it also it is very easy, and to understand it also it's very easy. Okay, the people is very new to the very new to the technical team, means is can easily grasp the syntax what he has to write. Okay, so it's very easy to understand and write and to learn also. Okay, and it is available in the form of key value format. Yeah, yes, whatever the value available inside the JSON will be available in the form of key value page. Okay, okay, so the same thing if I want to write it in Java, means like this. I have to write, I have to create an employee object, and I have to create a variable, and I have to pass the value like this. But that thing if we want to write it in a JSON, means we have to write like this. Okay, employee object we are created here, and all the details of the particular employee we are adding here. We are enclosing that with the employee. Okay, so now, okay, what exactly the purpose of JSON? So now what exactly the purpose of JSON? So very basic purpose is to transfer the information from one system to another system. Okay, so very basic purpose means the main purpose of the JSON is to transfer the information from one system to another system. This is why we use the JSON. Okay, so always the JSON, we deal with the transferring of the data between one system to another system. We can say from client to server. Okay, so take this here. This is one client application, and this is one server application. This application has built-in .NET language, and this application has built-in Java language. Okay, so from here and to here, for this application to this application, we have to communicate. Okay, for communication purpose, we will be making use of a API. Okay, okay, we will be making use of the API, but inside the API, how we are sending the data? We are sending the data in the form of JSON only. Okay, so we are sending the data in the form of JSON only, because each and every application can understand the JSON syntax and JSON whatever the details it is providing. Okay, so now from JSON to Java object, if you are converting, that we call it as a unmarshalling. Okay, from object to we are converting the JSON. This we called as a marshalling. Means from Java object to if we are converting that to JSON object, we are calling it as a marshalling. From JSON to if we are converting it as a Java object, we are calling it as a unmarshalling. Okay, so we have to be very clear with this because there is some requirement. Okay, you are working with a, for example, here you are working with a Java application. The UI is also Java only. So after you are providing all this data from your user interface. Okay, that will be processed in the backend. Okay, so how it will process whatever the language, maybe in Java language only the processor will happen. So after that, it has to reach to this application. This application means it has to reach via API. Okay, so while reaching via API, whatever the data is available in the Java object has to convert in the JSON, and then only it has to reach to this application through API. Okay, so this is a complete flow. Okay, so now, okay, what is JSON is done, and yeah, this is same thing what I have explained now. The same thing only here also we are explaining. Mhm. Okay, so this is one application and this is one application. So what is happening here? So this is one application. This application is built in the Python, and this is one application. This application is built in the Java. Okay, and here also we have so many resources like a login, payment, all these resources we are having. Here also we are having so many resources like login and transaction. Okay, so this application wants to communicate with this application. Okay, so this is my browser. Okay, so what is happening when you are typing the amazon.com, the immediately it is going to this application, and it is processing some information, and it is giving this application. Okay, so it is transferring the control to this application. Okay, so while transferring the control from this application to this application, it is calling the web service, means API. Okay, because this application is built in the Python and this application is built in the Java. Okay, so to communicate with this application and this application, it is calling the API in the middle. But okay, it is calling the API, but in API also, in which approach they are talking, they are using the JSON. Okay, so they are using the JSON to talk each other. Okay, so first they're going and passing the details in the JSON format, then they're receiving back the details and you know sending the response back to this application. Okay, so that's why JSON is very important. Okay, to interact with any of the client and server, most of the time everyone will be making use of this JSON only. So you have to be very clear how to work with the JSON, what are the parameters we need to learn, and how we are passing the data. So what are the prerequisite steps required before passing the data. All these things you have to be very clear. Okay. So now in the JSON we will be having, see, look here. So this is a different object creation. So this is how we are proving that JSON is very lightweight language and it can easily be understood. This is my Java object. This is my XML object. This is my JSON object. Okay. So now tell me, by looking into these three objects, these different types of object, which one is so easy you're feeling? Which one is good you're feeling? I mean to say, which one is so easy to understand the data? Make use of a chat or make use of mic, anything, but answer me. By looking into these three objects, okay, Akhtar. So yeah, so Nikhil, which one you're feeling? Which one you're feeling it's so easy? Okay, obviously JSON only, right? See, observe your Java object and observe your XML object. See, before using the JSON, we were using XML. Okay, in API is also we were performing with the XML. Okay, API testing. But look here, so this simple data, to achieve that in XML, how much code we have to write? How many lines of code we need to write? Just observe. If someone is very new to this concepts and if we come and if we check, means full of star in his mind, full totally star. What is this pnum? What is this slash? What is this id? What is this employee? Full completely he will be blank, and then you will not even open. If you scale it so much, means you will not even open again that chapter. Correct? Okay. So instead of that, okay, they are making use JSON. It's very simple. So if the person is very new also, he's coming and he's checking. Oh ID, oh ID they are passing. Oh name they are passing. Oh phone number they are passing here. Oh, and this is all his wife details. Oh, the name of the wife. And okay, this is a friend detail. So easy to understand this. Direct. Okay. So here tag they are using, extra ID they're specifying, and ID tag, name tag, whatever the data we have to specify, that we have to enclose within the tag only. The person is very new to the concept, means he will scale by looking into the tags. So many tags, so many data. What is that? How to write? All these things he will come and finally he will end up with not learning the course. Okay. So that's why everyone will make use of JSON. No, JSON is a trending now. Okay. So now, okay. So this is the all we will give. Tomorrow we'll work with the JSON object and JSON array. Okay, but today just overview I will give. Okay. So in the JSON, we can create a JSON object. We can create a JSON array. Okay. So these are all the things we can achieve. So here for the JSON values, we can provide the following data types. Okay. See here in the XML, if you are working with the XML, the data type concept is not applicable here in the XML. Only tags, whatever your data you are using, either it is only character, either it was only the number, or it is alphanumeric or numeric, whatever it may be. Okay. So you have to work with the tags only. You have to take a tag and you have to work with the tag. Okay. You have to take a tags and you have to work with the tags here. Okay. So now, okay, here. This is a JSON values applicable data types. Okay. So, but for the JSON, what is happening here? Here you have to work with the tags, each and everything, whatever the thing you're taking, okay? But here, okay, for the JSON, with the JSON, okay, you can make use of the following data types. Okay, these are all the available data types that you can use. Okay, means you can use a string data type, you can use a number data type, you can use an object data type, you can use a array, you can use a boolean, and also you can pass the null value. Okay, so these are all the different data types available in the JSON. Based upon the data, you can specify the data types. Data type concept is there in the JSON, but it is not available in the XML always. Okay, so data type concept is available in the JSON. Okay, so here, okay, the syntax. First, you have to understand the syntax before creating the JSON. Data is in the name value pair. Okay, yes, here, whatever the right here JSON data we are creating, this syntax it is explaining. Okay, so data should be in the key value pair. Obviously, we are passing the data in the key value pair here. Okay, so fine, that is fine. Yes, data is in the key value pair. Okay, so data is separated by the commas. Okay, so here each and every data is separated by the commas. Okay, see here after the first key value pair comma, after the second key value pair comma, after the third key value pair comma. Okay, so data is separated by the comma symbol. Okay, after that curly braces hold the object, square bracket hold the arrays. Okay, so here if we are specifying the curly braces means, which means that see here before starting the object and closing the object, you have to start a JSON data with a curly brace. Okay, you have to start the JSON data with a curly brace. Inside the curly brace all your data should be enclosed. Okay, not outside the curly brace, not after the curly brace. If you're starting the JSON data means you have to start with the curly brace only, and in between that curly brace you have to enter all your data. Okay, which means that indication that oh, this is a JSON object. The starting with curly brace and end with the curly brace means, which means that it is a JSON object. Okay, so you have to enter all your data within the curly brace. Okay. Mm, mm. This is a simple example I'm giving. Okay, okay, this is see here, observe your example, opening curly brace and ending curly brace. This is a object. Inside the object, if you want to create a array, the array syntax is you have to open with a square bracket. This is array. Okay, this is array. Okay, this is a object. This is object. This is a array. Okay, so you have to be very clear with that. Okay, okay, so this is a object creation means if you are creating the object you have to open and end with a curly brace. Okay, and if you are creating the array means you have to start and close with a square bracket. Okay, so no need to worry, just basic you understand today, like what is JSON, why we are going JSON, what is the advantage of JSON, and what is the syntax, and what are the data types available. This much we covered today. Okay, what are the data types available, and what are the data types applicable, and how to write the syntax of the JSON we covered. Okay, so tomorrow what we are learning is how to create an object, how to create a array in JSON we are learning. Okay, Just tell me any doubt. Any doubt with this? So this much thing we covered, okay? So data types, which is the data types applicable, and the syntax of this, okay? Syntax of the data, okay? Whatever the data we are taking, that the syntax, how we can write, how we can hold, and how we can separate. This is the syntax. And if you are creating the object, start with a curly brace. If you are creating the array, start with the square bracket. This basic things we have covered, okay? And after each and every data, separate with the commas, okay? So this much covered. Tomorrow, how to create an object and array, and how to access the object and array, we will see, okay? So any doubt? Any doubt with this? Just confirm in the chat. Any doubts? Okay, okay, no doubt, right? Okay, okay. So yeah, so demo will be ending by tomorrow, okay? So anyway, I will not take a class on weekends. So JSON idea, how to create a object and how to create a array, how we can access that object, how we can access that array, all these things will cover, okay? But from Monday, the actual class is starting, okay? From Monday. From Monday is the actual class. So just plan accordingly, okay? So if you want to join the course, means connect with the management and plan accordingly within the Monday, okay? From Monday, we are starting with the postman testing, okay? Clear? Okay, okay guys, then okay, we'll catch up tomorrow. Bye, take care.